Alright, so I've been wanting to make a video on this for a while, and I have yet to do so. But here we go. Now, it's not the computer that's already on my desk. It's one on the desk that's off. Here we go. And that's what I just bought on eBay, not more than a week ago. I got it for $70. It is an iMac G3. It is a 266 fruit flavored. I don't know the name of the fruit, but I think it's like a purple blue. Yes, I do know that the disk drive cover is missing, and the tell you the truth, the disk drive on it has it's going out the door right now. In fact, the last time I used it, which was not more than 20 minutes ago, it wasn't even reading discs at all. Like, it would just sit there it would just kind of click, 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 and do nothing. Earlier the day, like last week, it was reading them as ProDOS, so the drive on it is just going. It's a good thing I just reinstalled the system, so I did get the last little bit of life out of the drive before it went. There's not much else. It does have 160 megs of RAM. It is a 266 megahertz PowerPC G3. It has 6 megabytes of video memory. And everything else, it's actually pretty perfect for its condition. There is the keyboard. There's almost no wear on it. There is a bit of a damage from the shipping. Not much I could do. Also, I might need to replace this faceplate. Let me talk about that. It was popped out, and I popped it in, and I kind of cracked the clip. So that's going to break off eventually. Has the original mouse in almost brand new condition. It does not have the little insert here, which is interesting. So this is all matching. I like it when people actually include everything in it. And the owner, she included Norton Utility 7.0, which I promptly installed, and the original Macintosh, or the iMac book that came with it, and Mac OS 9. I put all the service documents in there. We have my restore, install, restore. We have Good Cooking, Quicken 98, which is already installed. Adobe PageMill, which I don't have a key for, so I can't use that. Kai's Photo Soap, not shop. And kind of caught me off guard. The first time I read it, I thought Kai's Photoshop. Then I realized there's bubbles on it. Let me read that again. Oh, soap. Then we have Rollbook 1 and 2. That's about it. All that's included. I do like that this is orange. It's kind of nice. Thought it would go with a tangerine iMac or something. I do have all the documents for it. The documents are in the Mac OS 9 box. Let me go ahead and show you. So the box is in pretty good condition. I stored everything in here. I think it also included Mac Link Plus, I think, too. So let me go and pull this sucker out one-handed. I am right-handed, so doing things left-handed is hard. Sorry, box. But I've always wanted a Mac OS 9 box, and I've never had one. So what I got included was open your files instantly on your Mac, open Windows files on your Mac instantly with Mac Link Plus Deluxe. What was this for? What version of Mac? It should tell me. 712. 8 per PowerPC. See, I do have the disc. It is in there. I also have the stickers. They were code printed. Then we have Mac OS 9. It's actually version 904. As you can kind of see in the corner, 904. So I actually have upgraded the iMac to 922. And then we have this. Oh, I've got to try this. Guess we'll all see this first time. Mac Addict. If I remember, September of '99. These are actually rare to come by. I think they're on Macintosh Garden. Here's a freebie. If you want Macintosh software for Macs from 2000 and older, because of Mac OS 9 software, go to Macintosh Garden. It has really good software selection. It's all abandonware. They also have software itself, so all the way down to Mac OS 1, or just Macintosh System 1, all the way up to Mac OS X 10.4.11. PowerPC only, not Intel. Then we have in here, we have our important information, which I read to open up the iMac. I had opened it, and I will tell you later. But it tells you everything you need to know, important things. Now this one's much better than the old iMac I had. This is easier. It's just a tray instead of taking the whole thing apart. Good Lord, the other one was a pain. I would like to upgrade the RAM, but I need a SODIMM I want to upgrade it to 512. It can take 256, but I'm going to do 512. So yeah, this is a little bit hard. I had to use a screwdriver and pry about here and right there, because it was stuck. But everything else came out. The clip right here in the photo, that clip, broke. So there was pieces of plastic in the iMac, so I had to get that out. I thought it would have been metal in the diagram, but it was plastic. And when I unscrewed the display cable, it was very stiff. I could hear it when I moved it. It was fine though. Oh, and the foot is also very stiff, so it kept itself folded up. But yeah, to upgrade the iMac, you just have to unplug parts. Not much else. Originally, I thought this handle came off, but no. This heatsink was hard to remove. I was thinking about upgrading the processor board, but then I realized the processor is actually attached to it. It'll always be a 266. The video memory on it was upgraded. It was originally came with, I think, just 2 megs, and it's up to 6. It really should be 16. I did replace the clock battery because the original one was dead. Because the minute I unplugged the iMac, it reset back to 1956. Or 1856, I'm not sure. But yeah, it wasn't that hard to upgrade, and that's in some other languages. And then there's this writing on the back, which I don't know if it's confidential or not, but I'm not going to show it just for reasons. Now that I read it, I'm like, You see, then we have the Mac Link Plus software. Mac Link Deluxe, my bad. I'm going to always reference it as Plus. But it includes the keys, somewhere in the book, I think. But it just tells you how to set it up and how to use it. Essentially, my fan's on, so it's kind of blown over. But it tells you how to use it, essentially. Not much else to it. Then we have the macOS 9 install guide. This box is very stiff. So we have the installing of macOS 9. So it is all here. The book is barely even touched. Just telling me how to install it. And all that, which I could just do without even reading this. I knew how to do it because you just read the on-screen instructions. You know. I always tell people this, and I hope not to be too offensive, but I say this: you don't know how to use a computer until you know how to reinstall the operating system. If you know how to do that, then you know how to use a computer. Because if you break it, you got to reinstall it. And I don't usually tell people if they break it. I go, sorry, your problem. You got to fix it. You broke it. Figure it out. So you're not wasting money on repair guides or people that fix it, unless they're too busy. Oh, and then this is the service and support. This was never sent in, so this is all still here. Never once been sent in. Apple Extended Care Plan. Pick one of these items up for free. Apple.register. Never been registered. I'm tempted to actually try and get extended Apple Care and see what Apple does. I'm so tempted. I don't think Tim Cook, if he were to actually see this, would probably be very happy. He'd probably be very unamused. I don't think Tim Cook actually reads these. Probably some generic person probably just grabs it, or some electronic system does it. Let's see, what else do we got? We have Adobe Systems Incorporated. Oh, it's torn now. That's a bummer. So we have the Adobe agreement. We got our product info, order form. So we have, like, what is this for? DataViz. I always thought it was DataViz. Desktop to go. Oh, dear Lord. Documents to go. Does anyone remember Documents to go on BlackBerry? Yeah, it's been around since then. Windows 9 2000. Then we've got, this is the important, proof of purchase coupons. macOS 9 software coupon 1, 2, and 3. To get macOS updates, you can't use a copy. Individual offers. I don't think I can send this in either. I don't think they'll accept it. What else do we got? Oh, apparently they've actually, either the person has printed the software agreement, which I presume they did. Printed in USA. Nope, no, this is already printed. So I thought the owner printed this, but no. Software license agreement. You know, when you install macOS, you got to read that. Then we have our Apple Care. I'll take high-res photos of these later and maybe insert them. Maybe. But yeah, there's not much here. This camcorder's dying so fast. I'm always attached to this stupid power supply. Hate it. Then we have another register, which surprisingly is actually, I like how they nicely folded it. What else do we got in here? We have Getting Started for MacLink Plus Deluxe. There we go. There's a plus. Here's our guide. It's actually a quick setup. And then we've got, last but not least, data mail. Business mail from years and years and years ago. Is this thing folded into fours? Nope, it's folded in half. So, this sucker. Yeah, I probably don't want to start on screen. Actually, I don't think it matters anymore. Yeah, I've never used MacLink Plus Deluxe. I've never bothered with it. But yeah, there's not much to it. I try hard not to open this because the folds will eventually go out. But yeah, that's the lot of it. Anyway, let's stop talking about this box and actually turn the unit on. Heads up, I have Norton on it as well, so that will start up. I also have Office 98, which is kind of a fetch. So this iMac was made in my birth year of 1998, which is really rare. I also took the cover off of it because I was using a USB CD-ROM drive because the internal drive died. So right now I have a zip drive down here and another USB drive. And I close that right now. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to unplug the zip drive because I don't need it. I'm plug back in the disk drive because I'm probably going to need it. Two cables. Oh, I know I'm using some other cable. I was thinking, isn't there two USBs? No, just one. I'm using some other generic cable. Grab this cover now and put it back into place. Actually, it's hard. I gotta align it properly. Is it pinching a cable? There we go. It's on. Yeah, I don't usually bother with the covers because they're just a pain. Anyway, let's stop gabbering, I guess, and power it on and listen to that nice CRT. I'm going to turn it on from the keyboard because the power button on the front is a bit iffy. Oh, they just gonna drive, didn't I? Yeah. So I need to replace the optical drive, so that needs to go. Sorry, because so CRT is nice and bright. There's no burn-in. There's no bleeding edges. No issues so far that I can determine. I've never had I've had a CRT, but that was years ago. It was like one of those flat CRTs with the glass. That was years ago, though. And I had forgotten how good picture quality is on a CRT. I'm like, dang, I might start using this for basic photo editing. I can't edit photos, but I try. Like, I try, and I can't really do it. This thing starts up pretty fast. Let's see, it's almost done. I tried to select the wallpaper that might go with it. It kind of actually looks good with it. AOL scheduler, launcher, and control strip. Now, because I don't have 256 megs of RAM, I can't install Mac OS X, but who would want to anyway, right? Well, maybe me, because I would like a little bit more support, and I'll be able to use it on the internet more properly. And I can tell you this thing is on the internet. I'll show you firsthand if I can find the browse internet button. There it goes. So, the original hard drive was a 10 gig Quantum. I had upgraded it to a nice, cozy Western Digital 40 gigabyte hard drive. So right now it just pulled up Google, so you can clearly see it actually can browse the web. There's not very many pages anymore. But it also has that hard drive thing too. Anyway, let's stop gabbering. Let me see what's on the disk drive. Is there anything in it? Nope, it's empty. Alright, and then there's that. Let me go ahead and show you some video playback on the iMac, and I can show you just how good it really is. I should probably really go get the tripod. Oh, I don't feel like setting it up. I need to because my hand is not steady. Just move everything out of the way. Let me go get the tripod. My voice is killing me. Grab it. Wait a minute here. I really hate setting this thing up. It also takes up a lot of space. Let's see, I only need to drop these two guys down. Sorry, I'm just doing this raw footage. I don't edit. At least I try hard not to unless I only edit videos if I'm combining a video together or if I'm cutting sections out if I need to make it smaller upload file size. And then it tightened too well. I hope I didn't break it. Is it out all the way? Because the iMac is super low, I don't want it to go over like that, but I don't want this in my way because I want to be able to walk. Okay, I'm going to grab the retaining thing. I always attempt to put this where the clip goes. So this thing, I keep trying to screw it into this on my camcorder and it just doesn't go too well. I realize that's not the post. That's to keep the camcorder, I guess, locks position. I don't know what it's for. Doesn't want to go in. Think about buying another battery for this. Okay, now it's on. So now I gotta raise the height of it, of course. I gotta unlock the neck and raise it up. I think that might be plenty. Let me drop it down a little bit. Tighten the neck, loosen this. This is actually quite a pain, if you ask me. And then zoom it in. I would like to find video capturing software for the desktop. Unfortunately, I don't know of any for macOS 9. I also can't find a screensaver for this. So anyway, let me go ahead and show you Tomb Raider Chronicles. I'll show you the video. So it's gonna try and scan it. I usually just let it, but this time I'm gonna skip it. So as you can see, it'll automatically do its Norton antivirus. I'm just gonna hit Command period and cancel it. The funny thing is, most of it's already been installed on it. So all I have to do is this. Is it Chronicles? This guy. And away we go. Should fade to black, I think, right? Oh, fast. There it goes. The audio sounds a little funky, but you know what? I'm happy with it. I was actually genuinely thinking of turning this, purposing it as a TV. I was going to get a capture card and just use it as a TV. I've always liked TV on CRTs. I always thought the picture quality was a lot better. Sure, it's a lot heavier and dangerous high voltage going through it, but you know what? Hey, I like the picture quality. I'm also not bumping the resolution past 800 by 600. I'm just leaving it on native. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't want to put stress on the CRT. So, if you haven't played Tomb Raider, this might be a spoiler. I'm sorry, but I'm just showing off the picture quality here. This has got really good picture quality. And it's the only one with an intro video. At least not that I know of. But trust me, I haven't even played the first three. I actually have all of them. But Tomb Raider 1 has issues on my iBook where the menus won't appear. I think I may have changed the brightness too bright. I may have. So you can see how the 3D rendering is. It actually renders a lot better than another computer I will show later on. You can see the rendering. It looks slow, but it actually is pretty good. I think I might be getting maybe 10 or 11 frames a second, which is not too bad. Trust me, if you keep playing at these frame rates, eventually you get used to it. It's like, going back then. I was playing Skyrim on my Vio, and I would get like 15 frames a second, and within an hour I was used to it. I'm like, I didn't even notice any frame skips. I'm so used to it. It's dark. Yeah, it's very dark. It's weird. Looks a lot better in a CRT. So yeah, I'm just kind of letting it play out a little bit. Frame rate's not that bad. It's much better than another computer. Than the other one. Okay, maybe I'll spell it. It's my Power Mac. Much better than the Power Mac I got. I'll talk about it some other time. I think the volume might be a little too loud for the speakers. I try to keep it from doing the audio distortion because it's not good for them. Anyway, let's see here. If I do new game, I'll let the intro play out a bit. It's quite dark. But the picture quality is fantastic. But yeah, there's not much here. I have, this is essentially just a fresh install. I installed it last week. Picture quality is quite fantastic though. I like the picture quality of CRTs. I almost thought about getting an iMac, but then I realized they're too big. I really wanted to get an iMac from 2000, but then I realized something. When I took my other iMac apart, there was no fans in it. Nothing. So it was all dissipation cooling. No convection or nothing. I'm like, that's kind of a problem. This iMac here has a fan below the CRT neck, in between the logic board and the CRT. So it's blowing air straight up to the iMac, like such, out the vents on the top. So this iMac should get a better lifespan because of the fan. Sure, they made it quieter, but they also put induced stress in the CRT, which already gets hot to begin with, and then you have the logic board and power supply, which is double hot. So yeah, the video quality isn't too bad. It actually plays pretty good frame rate. You can see the hard drive light blinking in the corner. Though it is running all off the hard drive. I copied it all. I like that part, it's funny. So yeah, I gotta get the disk drive replaced. Here's the rendering going on. Just give it a second. Not too bad. It is quite dark. I almost can't see. As you can see, the frame rate isn't too bad. It actually is playable. This is the bare minimums for the iMac. Bare minimum. Now, because it's a CRT and it's really dark, I can notice the the gaps. It's actually quite hard. On my iBook, whenever I plug it in, the keyboard controller becomes very laggy. Like, I'll be running, and then all of a sudden she turns into a circle and runs into the wall. I'm like, really? So every time I want to play this game, I have to unplug my iBook from the wall. Oh, well, then there's that. But yeah, this iMac, I don't think I'm going to use it primarily for games, so I can keep the stress on it low. For various reasons, because I don't want to kill it, because the last thing I want is a dead iMac. I'm just like, screw it, I'm just going to jump sideways. So yeah, this runs really relatively well. Now let's try it locally. Run to the edge, then tap back once. Now press forward and jump together. I never actually do the run back and jump thing. I'm just like, it's not even needed. And now for the big jump. Walk to the edge, then tap back once. Now press forward and jump together. When in midair, hold action to grab onto the ledge. Oh, I actually made it for once. Maybe actually listening does help. I never actually make that jump. You can see it's very dark though. I'm going to do a bit more and then I'm going to go ahead and kill it. Monkey swing. Jump straight over the bars and press and hold action. Then push forward. So I hit the Apple key and then control. I know, it's very confusing. Eventually you get used to it. First time, how I learned how to play games is essentially just I hit keys like a toddler. I'm like, what's this do? What's this do? And I hit all the keys possible. I possibly kill my character in the process, but you know what? Then I learned, hey, don't push that key. Like the A key, oh, it causes me to kill my character, or it causes me to self-destruct. Stand next to it, and press forward and action together. Keep hold of action, and push up to climb the wall. To climb around corners, just keep pushing in the desired direction. Sound quality is not too bad. I probably will replace these speakers in one point of its life. Because they're just kind of going all kind of staticky. They're not too bad, but crouch is the greater than sign. I actually let go of it right when I'm underneath it. I'm just like, I don't even need to hold it down any further. This part was confusing. So what I have to do is I have to hold the control key and down. Just like that. Use the lever switch. Stand next to the switch and press action. Oh yeah, does the same thing. Close this. So yeah, you can kind of see in bigger areas it will slow down, but it's not too bad. See, is there anything over here? It's just a grate. I could do this all day. Anyway, let's finish it up. I'm going to do a save here and we'll go ahead and quit. So to quit, you have to hit P, then exit to title. I always couldn't figure it out and I ended up shutting off the iMac trying to quit and I'd restart. Oh, let me point this out. There is no reset button on this iMac, so if the iMac crashes, you gotta unplug it. Like the other iMac I had a reset. Of course, it didn't matter because the iMac didn't work either way. It'll come back in a second. So it'll load up the disk again, and I can kick it out. I have iTunes. What version of iTunes is on here? I think it's like 2 something, right? Let me see what iTunes I got on here for a minute. So anyway, I give you a little preview of some games. I will do maybe some later on games, maybe. I got one song. I pulled the Tomb Raider 4 title. So anyway, so let's see what version of iTunes is this. iTunes 2.0.4. No way of connecting an iPhone to here. So you have Quicken, we have AppleWorks 5 on here. So it is version 503, 1998. I probably will install a AppleWorks 6. So we have word processing. I was going to use this for just software, not games. Then we have the Nanosor, which I've already copied to something else. I also have Norton Antivirus on here, which really doesn't matter anymore because, you know, internet's already far much more advanced. So let me go ahead and open System Profiler. So we've got macOS 9.2, 9.2.2, QuickTime 5.02. I need to upgrade it to 6.03, but I have yet to figure that out. CarbonLib 1.4. Unfortunately, I don't have anything. It is a Machine ID of 406. PowerPC G3 at 266 megahertz. Built-in memory, video memory at 6 megs. Device volumes, I've got one hard drive, which is a 60 gigabyte hard drive, so 6% full. No, it's a 40 gig, my bad. 60 gig. Control panels, it's going to look for all of them. There's not much else to really talk about, other than I do have a files folder, but that's to copy stuff straight to the desktop. Because I have learned, and I keep telling myself this, but you can't drag things straight on the desktop, because all it does is move the location. It doesn't actually move the file or copy it. You have to drag it to the files folder to copy. In fact, I might just call this the copy folder. File, copy folder, oops, C-O-P-Y. Oh, what time is it? Oh, I gotta go do the trash. Yeah, my dad tells me to do the trash. There isn't really much else to show you on here. I mean, I got basic stuff. I might pull off the games and use it for certain stuff. Later on, I'll have a little special thing to show. Anyway, let's go ahead and shut it down. It does a file saver. Again, I want to keep the mileage low on this thing. It's updating directory information, and it shuts down. CRT is now just destaticking. That's about all I've got to show you. It is the older iMac, so it has the more translucent, not transparent, plastic or clear. This is a translucent, so it's got the EMI shielding all around it. So yeah, I gotta get this drive replaced. And as you can see, I'm able to push in on it because there's no mounts. The only thing holding it in is the plastic on the front holding this down. But I could essentially push this all the way back and unhook it. I probably couldn't pull it out of the machine, but I could dislodge it. So yeah, there's not much else to show. I do need to give it a little bit more of a cleaning. This has no visual structural cracks that I know of. There's a good... Is that a scratch? There's some dirt. There's not much else to show you about it. I mean, it's just an iMac, you know. And I always think that these gaps is because it's falling apart, and I realize, you know what? That's actually just normal. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, as there's not much else to talk about in this video, I guess. No damage to the iMac logo, so that's a bonus. I actually, to tell you the truth, I did try to upgrade this to the slot load, but it won't fit. It's too big. No IR either. I was hoping for IR. It's actually off the video. My bad. iMac logo's fine. I was hoping for IR. I also tried to... You can see this is loose. I can push in on it. I shouldn't be able to. I'm going to probably modify it a bit. What I really want to do is add a reset switch somewhere in here. So to reset the computer, you got to pop out the drive and you got to hit something in here or something. I want it to be hidden and out of the way, but an added feature because I want to be able to reset the stupid thing if I crash it. Because restarting it is a pain because I have to unplug it. There isn't really much else to talk about in this 34-minute video. Oh dear lord, I haven't noticed the camcorder until now. All right, I'm gonna cut it here.